We are here on location at OSHEAGA 2024 in the Media Lounge with Sinca. Bonjour, Sinca. How are you?
Bonjour. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenally well. Now, obviously, here at OSHEAGA, it's an incredible place to be for artists and creatives alike. How was your set? How was your day so far here at OSHEAGA?
It was pretty awesome because I was scared it was going to rain, and then I mean, it's shining and it's hot and everyone's in a good mood, so I think it really helps, and I'm really happy with my set.
We seem to be blessed every year with the weather here at OSHEAGA. Like, people always think it's going to get rained out. Sometimes it gets close, but we're looking really good.
We shouldn't jinx it, though.
I know, you're right. Yeah, we're going to cut that part of the interview. Now, you've performed all over the world. I mean, talk to me about some of the countries that you've been to and the experiences that music has brought you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the craziest experience for me is doing 2 tours in India.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so culturally different, and playing some of my own tracks that I've produced in, my little bedroom in Montreal, and playing them there in like Delhi and Bangalore and other places like that, and having people recognize my tracks like at the other side of the planet was just like
insane,
phenomenal experience for me. Yeah.
So is that the part that resonates with you the most then when you go do that? The fact that you're not only living your dream, but you're doing it in, such a place that, you probably couldn't even imagine. I mean, is that what resonates the most?
Yeah, it's a very special feeling to be able to perform wherever in the world, and being able also to discover new places. I love traveling, of course, and meeting new people and getting fresh perspectives on life and everything. Yeah.
Now, when you travel, is it more so the venue that makes the difference for the performance, or is it the actual environment that you're in?
Oh, that's a great question. I think both are super important.
Both are huge.
Yeah, but I've been in situations where I had like huge expectations about the venue because of the reputation, and then the environment made it in a way where it kind of felt off. And I'm not, of course, going to name anything in particular, but I think it's also very important.
For sure. Now, I saw you doing a DJ set on a boat. This was one of the cooler sets that I saw of you on YouTube. Sort of reminded me of the Olympics. Talk to me about the logistics for putting a set like that together.
Oh, that's a 2021 set. So I think the major logistics was to not have too many people, because it was still like illegal to do parties at that time because of the pandemic.
Right. Yeah.
Especially here in Quebec, it was very strict. So I think the logistics of making sure everyone tested negative 2 days before, like stuff like that. And also we had a drone, we had different angles of camera. I didn't plan everything. It was my friends turned, actually. Shout out to them.
And shout out them.
It was them mainly who organized, but it was the funny story, if I can tell a little anecdote about that, is that the person who lent us the boat, the boat sunk. Is that how you say it?
Did it actually?
Like a week later.
Wow!
Like we got a little bit lucky with that.
You got it in a good time.
Yeah, it crashed into like a rock or something, and it sunk. Yeah, crazy.
That's unbelievable.
But it didn't happen when we were on the boat, which was
thank
positive.
goodness for that. Seriously.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's sort of a very it's a very unique show. It's not going to be a circumstance that you're in regularly. How about for your regular shows? What's the most challenging part, just logistically, of keeping it rolling, showing up, and making sure everything runs smooth?
Yeah, and making sure there's no like technical issues, of course.
Yes, exactly.
But also making sure that people have fun. I think that's your main role as a DJ, is having people have fun. So, sometimes the DJ before you plays a certain type of music, and then you have to kind of switch back to your style. But how do you bring like everyone in your vibe without changing the entire mood and making people leave? So
exactly,
especially in a festival like this where people have plenty of options and plenty of stages. Like, how do you make people stay in your stage and make sure that they have a good time there? That's the main role and main challenge, I would say.
What would you say is the biggest misconception about DJs, and why?
I think it's just the myth of like how easy it is. Like, of course, I think anyone can learn how to mix. It's easier when you have like a piano or instrument background, or in my case I had a piano background but also dancing background, which really helped. But at the end of the day, anyone can learn how to DJ. So yeah, it's kind of easy in a way, but because it's so easy, it's very competitive. So to make it and to accomplish certain goals and certain milestones, you have to work really, really hard, and produce your own music as well, which is another ball game completely.
For sure.
And then work on your brand, work on all of your network. It's a lot of work. That's why I work
Yeah.
like full time, but I probably work more than, a corporate job
Sure.
at the end of the day. So it's a lot of work, and I think there's a misconception that it's just like, oh, you're just preparing your music. It takes like 5 minutes, and then you just go press on a couple buttons, and that's it. So you work maybe an hour a week. I'm like,
No,
no.
definitely not.
So yeah.
I mean, would you say that the stuff that you do at home in terms of production takes more effort and time, or is it the live shows that are more challenging?
For now, I would say it's the production side, because
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
trying to take out as much music as possible.
Yeah.
And also, the cycle of you're making the track, but it might not be released until like a year because of
Yeah.
the labels you're working with or
Exactly.
other factors. So I would say like the more songs you're working on right now, the more you can make sure that next year you have songs coming out. So it's more
Yes.
like a long-term thing.
For sure.
And it takes time because it takes a lot of, making sure that you have the creative juice.
Yeah.
So you have to make space in your agenda to have this creativity, at least in my case.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does take a lot of time. Yeah.
So we've talked about sort of some tricks of the trade when it comes to making the music. Let's sort of expand on what you're saying. So personally, what is the biggest challenge you face day to day being an artist?
It's gonna sound like not cheesy, but the fact that I'm a woman in a very male-dominated industry, I think that would be like the main challenge, because it comes with some advantages of people wanting diversity on certain lineups or making sure that there's representation.
Yeah.
So some people are for it, but the downside of that is that people remove your credibility sometimes from your milestones. They say that you accomplished this or you accomplished that just because you're a woman.
Because, et cetera, right.
So for me, it's a little bit narrow-minded to think that it's just because you're a woman that you would accomplish something. You need to have like
course.
the basis and the talent, in my opinion, for it. But I would say, yeah, that's the main challenge.
Wow. Now, speaking on the festival here, OSHEAGA, and obviously, Montreal proud, what do you think makes OSHEAGA stand out from other music festivals that you've performed at all across the globe?
As an artist,
Yeah.
I think the location is exceptional. The fact that we have like water all around us and it's
Yeah.
like right there in the city, that's very unique, because I haven't seen such a big festival in a city. Like
Yeah.
there's literally a metro station,
Right.
a subway station, two
Usually you
station,
have to
and
go
you're
way
downtown.
outside, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like people have to camp on site, and it's like a lot more logistics, like Coachella, for example, or not even going to talk about Burning Man because that's like
Sure.
another.
That's a whole nother interview.
So I would say that is very exceptional, and just the vibe overall. Like Montreal is just such a cultural, like fun city.
Yeah.
Everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's open-minded.
Yeah.
So yeah, very very special festival.
I've been trying to get to the bottom of that. I mean, what do you think makes Montreal such an incredible cultural hub, especially for entertainment and the arts? Is it the weather? Is it just the attitude of the people? Or is it just a healthy mix of everything?
I love the fact that you mentioned the weather, because it gets really cold, in the
That's
winter.
true. See, I'm from Alberta, so I mean, this is
Oh,
like a
yeah.
tropical paradise to me, but
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think the fact that it's bilingual
Yeah.
makes it ultimately like very multicultural, of course. But there's it's a very eclectic city. What made it so special? I'm not a historian, but there's definitely something about the vibe here. The fact that it's like a very balanced city.
Yeah.
Like there are students, but there are also families, and there are
Exactly.
also like corporate people and corporations. And the fact that it's balanced, I think, really helps with the vibe, because it's a lot of different people with different backgrounds just
Yeah.
staying together, and people from all over the world like come and live here. So I think that really helps also. Don't know if that answers the question.
no, it definitely does. Now, in terms of OSHEAGA, who is one artist on the lineup, obviously other than yourself, who you're really excited about being here and excited about seeing?
Other than myself, I'm actually a big fan of Green Day.
Okay.
So when I saw that they were going to be headlining tonight, actually, I was really excited, because it reminds me, of course, of like my younger teenage days when I was like really into that kind of music.
Sure.
And they're, it's incredible that they're still performing, and
Yeah.
so I'm excited to see their show.
Now, what is your favorite Green Day album? Because I've been hearing people just say Dookie or American Idiot.
Yeah, definitely
I feel like
American
it has
Idiot.
to be one of those two, right? American Idiot?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like the classic for me.
Quintessential, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be front row in the pit, I would imagine, up here, or as close as you can get.
In the mosh pit.
That's right. And finally, who do you think is one artist that you'd like to perform alongside on the OSHEAGA lineup next year?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm guessing it has to be like in house music, right?
It could, yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm a big fan of, legends like Lee Burridge, John Digweed, Alka Klein. So yeah, I'm gonna work hard, and maybe I can hope for like a back-to-back at some point with like.
There we go. We're gonna get the co-headline coming up soon.
Yeah, let's manifest it.
Let's manifest it. Sinca, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
Congratulations on
much.
everything.
Thank you so much.